The Russian armed forces are one of the largest military forces in the world. That it is militarily effective all over the world makes the armed forces strong. The Russian armed forces of the Russian Federation, commonly referred to as the Russian Armed Forces, are the Army of Russia. The Russian armed forces are the fifth largest military force in the world, with 1 million active duty personnel and about 2 million reserve personnel. According to the United States, Russia plans to increase its active personnel strength to 1.5 million, which will make it the third largest in the world after China, India. The Russian ground forces have a huge amount of vehicles and equipment. It is also likely that there is a large amount of old equipment in the state military warehouse, a practice that has been going on since the Soviet Union. New equipment such as the Armata Universal Combat Platform, Boomerang, and Kurganets 25 have been introduced since and have begun to replace older tanks and armored vehicles such as BMPs, BTRs, T-72, T-90, BMP, and BTR-80s that are in active service. In recent years, the ground forces have been introducing new weapons for new equipment. There are a total of 14,000 tanks in the Russian ground forces. The reason for this large number of tanks is due to the fact that the country is active on many fronts. Although the T-54 was produced in 1948, it is still serving in the Russian ground forces. There are around 3,000 T-54s in the Russian army. The T-72, one of the most important tanks of the land forces, has 2,030 units in the inventory. The T-80 tanks, on the other hand, have 480 and T-90 and 417 units in the inventory. As the most modern tank, the T-14 Armata tanks are available in the ground forces. Armored vehicles. Highly modern vehicles such as the Kurganets 25 will protect Russian ground forces. Ballistic missiles are very important weapons for countries. These weapons, which are used to hit many remote targets, are also very important from a strategic point of view. Ballistic missiles, one of the most important weapons of the Russian military structure, are the most important power of the army. Another important ballistic missile of Russia, the Bulava, can be launched by various submarines. This missile is also effective against targets 300 kilometers away. Armored vehicles 25,000, multiple rocket systems 3,065, self-propelled artillery 6,208. The Russian Air Force was established in 1992. Since its establishment, it has added many fighter aircraft to its inventory every year. The Russian Air Force is the second largest air force in the world. The Air Force, which consists of 4,100 aircraft, has a lot of fighter jets, from fighter jets to attack aircraft. The Air Force has aircraft such as Mikoyan MiG-29 Sukhoi Su-30 in its inventory. The Air Force has Ilyushin aircraft as transport aircraft. As for helicopters, there are helicopters in the Kamalov series. Fighter aircraft 809, helicopters 1550, attack helicopters Fiction 59, trainer aircraft 5 and 52, transport aircraft Femiram 53. The Russian Navy is a part of the Russian Armed Forces. It has been in existence in various forms since 1696. January-December 1992 was created, replacing the Soviet Navy after the dissolution of the Soviet Union in late 1991. Russia, which wants to use its Navy actively, maintains the structure of the Navy by conducting frequent consultations with countries such as India and China. Russia does not have many aircraft carriers like other countries. The Kuznetsov aircraft carrier is in the Russian Navy. The Land-class cruisers are a guided missile cruiser built for the Soviet Navy between Dekar 1968 and 1976. Aircraft carriers: 1. Destroyers, 14. Frigates, 12. Corvettes, 83. Submarines, 65. Patrol vessels, 122. Mine warfare, 21.